What's going on, everybody? LK here, and today I want to talk about Guilty Gear Strive. So the open beta, the second open beta, has finished as of yesterday. I played probably more than the first open beta, and at this point I've played the Frosty Fausting alpha version, and then the closed beta in 2020, and then the first open beta and the second open beta. So I played this game quite a bit for it not being out. So if you want to know how I feel about the game overall and you don't want to wait till the end of the video, I'll still say feels good, man, overall. So the game itself feels pretty good to me. I still had some issues with the menus, especially the lobby. So I know people keep harping on the lobby. The lobby was better than it was, which is not that much praise because the lobbies have been basically trash in every version that they were available. But this time, between the park mode, so like there's like a free play mode. So once you connect with somebody, you can just play them basically until somebody wants to stop, which is amazing. I played like 45 games of Void or something online, maybe Sunday at 6 in the morning or something, trying to play it till the end of the beta. Just that instant rematch is so powerful. The tower had some annoying stuff where like, oh, okay, let's say I'm in the 7th floor, I beat my 2 or 3 people, I'm gonna rank up. Then I would rank up and the game would freeze. The game wouldn't load to the next floor and I had to close the game, reopen the game. That was annoying, but that only really happened to me the first day. That stopped happening to me later, so maybe they fixed it during the beta, I don't know. So next, let's talk about the actual fighting in the game. So one would be the Gatling. So we talk about this each time the game is available. At this point, I'm pretty cool with how it is. Most characters get some options like they can jump cancel things, or they have some special move that does something, and you build out your strings how you build them out. What I would like more of is things like Soul has, where Soul has safe buttons he can end his strings with. It seems like his sweep is safe on block, Gunflame's pretty safe, where some characters like, say Milia, you need S-Disc to be spaced a certain way, or Lust Shaker is kind of slow, so they have to respect you already for you to get the safe ender, which I kind of don't like. If you're gonna have the Gatlings be that restrictive, I feel like people need safe exits. You don't even necessarily need a move to be plus. It would just be nice to have a safe way to exit offense sometimes, or not having to commit super hard to an ender that might be unsafe, where you have to like gamble on a special cancel, because some characters don't have to do that at all, where other characters they do, and it's a really rough part about playing them. With longer Gatlings, it's actually easier to confirm the situation and then like exit if you feel like, oh, my mix-up's not gonna work, or like I'm not gonna be able to keep up offense here, so let me go to this Gatling and then like get out. With the shorter Gatlings, it's a little bit harder to do that. So I think every character having a way to exit if they want would be really good. Which leads me to the characters and the strength of the characters in the game. So this is something I have really mixed feelings about. I am cool with the character power in the game. What I mean is like, this is how strong the characters actually are. Take Guilty Gear versus Dragon Ball. So the characters in these games have pretty similar power levels. Might sound pretty funny, but Dragon Ball and Guilty Gear Strive have a pretty common theme of like a lot of things are unsafe and the chains are pretty straightforward, and you have to take mildly big risks to extend pressure depending on who you're playing. In the previous version of Guilty Gear Xrd, the character power is higher for sure. This is actually probably a thing, rather than just being like, oh, Xrd's just better. This is a thing that I like about Xrd more than Strive, maybe one of the only things. And I would be cool with all the characters being a little stronger. I don't like chaos. I don't want the game to be like Marvel levels of power. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the characters are insanely strong in comparison to Guilty Gear Strive. What they're able to do, what type of mix-ups they can do to you, things like that. I would much prefer, basically, if Soul is the line, a Soul Ram is the line, I would like that to be the baseline of character power. I think those characters are strong in a pretty reasonable way, and it's not even too crazy. Like, okay, Soul has the plus on block floor slash, he's got a safe sweep, Ram has a projectile that's plus in the corner, the way she threatens you in the corner, how consistently she can convert into wall breaks. Like, I don't actually think these things are so unfair per se. I would just like for more characters to have things like that. One thing I liked about previous Guilty Gear's character design is that besides ACR, where they're kind of like, oh, fuck it, everybody's gonna be super broken, they kind of give each character one really strong tool that the opponent has to play around or like worry about getting in that situation. This applies to Strive kind of, but I actually really like that design, and I think it would fit really well with the way Strive is going right now. So let's talk about movement too. So movement, I still think feels pretty good overall. In the closed beta, I thought the movement was really bad. In the Frosty Fausting Alpha, it was still like, let's say a traditional anime fighter. Like, they didn't have that new air dash. Once they added the new air dash, I'm not really a big fan of that, but everything else feels pretty okay. People were really complaining about the landing recovery change and the air backdash. Air backdash, I literally have no idea why people are complaining about it after messing around with it myself. The landing recovery change, I think, is a good change, especially considering that all the ground normals are blockable in the air in this version of Guilty Gear. Now, a really big thing I liked is the changes to anti-airs, and anti-airs are so much better now. You don't get high return for connecting with them, like you don't get like a combo or anything, but the fact that they work really reliably is a great thing, especially considering how much people like to move in the air and how varied they can move in the air in this game. This was a very welcome change. It made the game way more easy to play, I'm not gonna lie. The combo system changed quite a bit from last time as well. So in the previous open beta, there were basically a couple of infinite combos. I think the ones that really stood out were Souls and Giovanna's. So they made a couple of changes to the combo system to not just prevent this, but also make it harder to do just really long combos in general, while still keeping this juggle type of system they want. So for messing around on my own, the main changes they did were this. So now they have moves that are like floating moves and moves that knock you away. So the longer your combo is, the more gravity, so the faster the opponent will fall, and then the effects of this float or this knockaway will be increased. So the longer your combo is, the faster the opponent will fall and the more they'll be knocked away from you. But on top of that, there's some sequences once you launch characters in the air where if you do the same move more than once, the opponent just kind of falls and there's nothing you can do about it. So there's multiple protections to stop things like really long combos and infinites in the game. So this makes it that the combos overall were shorter than in the previous patch. Some people were kind of upset because their characters, like for example mine, Milia, lost combos because of this, but also people just found new stuff, so it wasn't that big of a deal. The damage is still high, but I think it's okay, especially since the combos are mostly shorter. It just makes sense for the damage to be kind of high in this game. Some things got nerfed though, damage wise. The first one I saw basically immediately was Soul's command grab. The wild throw clearly does less damage, so they've done some tweaking since the last beta. The last thing I guess I want to talk about is the wall. At this point, I kind of just accept that it's in the game. It doesn't really bother me, besides something I mentioned before, how in some matchups the dynamic is changed now, where if someone is playing a runaway character and someone is playing a character that has problems getting in, but then once they're in, they get to run their game plan. If you do that and you break the wall, then you have to catch the guy again, which can be pretty tough in one round. So that aspect I didn't like so much, but in this patch, I thought more about what ways can I control my hit so that I break the wall on my terms. And basically, that would be breaking the wall with a super. So it gives you a lot to think about as far as combo routing, choosing what to do once you hit people where on the screen. It actually adds quite a bit of depth to building your character's plan out. And I spent a lot of time with Milia being like, alright, if I have this amount of resource and I'm going to do this, if I think I'm going to get 50 meter, I'll go towards the wall and then break the wall. Once you break the wall, you get a huge advantage in meter gain, in that you get passive meter gain. So I quickly learned to use the wall as a resource. Even though it's a little weird from an Arxis game perspective, I thought it was fine by this point. In the last beta, I was still kind of annoyed by it, but this one I was like, oh, you know what, like this is okay. So let me know what you guys think. Did you play the beta? Did you enjoy the beta? What character did you play? I still want to talk about the characters themselves in a separate video that deserves its own video for sure. But I had a lot of fun with this open beta, and I played a lot more. I'm definitely looking forward to next month when the game drops. As usual, if you guys have any questions too, definitely feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.